Oh, that's delicious. Hi, my name is Alon Shaya. I'm the chef and owner of Saba restaurant in New Orleans and Safta restaurant in Denver, Colorado. We are gonna make one of my signature dishes today, a dish that we serve at Safta in Denver and one that I've been making for years. In 2011, I took a trip to Israel. My love for whole roasted cauliflower came from that trip to Israel. I love using it when it has these beautiful green leaves on it. And this is something that you guys can do at home as well. This is a very simple dish. All these ingredients are really easily found, even during quarantine. And I think that it's a great dish for the entire family. We have some white wine, extra virgin olive oil, we have some crushed red chilies, some flaky sea salt, sugar, kosher salt. We also have fresh lemon and fresh bay leaves, feta cheese, heavy cream, cream cheese, and goat cheese. So, let's get started. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna preheat the oven to 475 degrees. That's very hot, but we need it to be very hot because we wanna get a nice char on the cauliflower. That's kind of where some of the magic happens and where that extra flavor comes from. Now that the oven is preheating, I'm gonna go ahead and fill my pot worth of water. We're gonna take our Dutch oven and I'm gonna fill it with about 2 quarts of water. I'm gonna turn the heat to high. I wanna bring this water to a rolling boil. So, I'll put the cover back on and let it come to a boil. Okay, it is really boiling in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and season it. I'm gonna add about 2.5 cups of white wine, which is about half a bottle. I'm gonna add some extra virgin olive oil, which gives it a really great flavor and a beautiful richness. Some crushed red chilies, which gives it a good spice. I'm gonna put a good amount of salt, about 2 tablespoons or so of salt, because that's really gonna season the cauliflower as it cooks. And I'm gonna put about 2 tablespoons of sugar in there as well. Some lemon. I'll take 1 lemon and I'll just kind of squeeze it and drop it into the water. You could use orange here, you could use grapefruit, all that would be very delicious. And I have 2 fresh bay leaves. Now, bring it to a boil. The water has come to a boil. I've seasoned the water. Now I'm gonna add the head of cauliflower. And I'm gonna put it in there very carefully. I don't wanna burn myself. And I'll put the lid on. And I'm gonna let it cook like this for about 15 or 20 minutes. Then I'm gonna go ahead and flip it. And once I flip it, it'll really get the top also cooked just as much as the bottom. But when I first put it in, I love putting the bottom first because it has more there to cook. You have the core, you have all those stems and the leaves, and so they need a little bit more cooking time. So always bottom in first. All right, so our cauliflower is simmering and it has about 20 minutes or so to simmer on the first round. So while that's happening, I'm gonna make our whipped feta cheese. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it into the food processor. My feta cheese, I'll put some cream cheese in. I'm gonna add the goat cheese, some heavy cream, which really helps to kind of get the whole thing moving. I'm gonna drizzle in some extra virgin olive oil and a good pinch of salt. All right, let's put up the top and let it rip. I'm really looking here for a creaminess. I want all the ingredients to be really well blended. You'll see when it doesn't have that grainy texture anymore, that's when it's ready. Beautiful, very smooth, still holding nicely together. And I'll go ahead and place this into a bowl and it's ready to eat. And I drizzle a little bit of extra virgin olive oil onto it. And then I sprinkle some of this crushed Aleppo pepper or crushed red chili onto it. And that gives it a real beautiful spice. And that is ready to roll. Now we just have to wait for our cauliflower to finish cooking. It's time to flip the cauliflower. It's been cooking for about 20 minutes at a nice boil. And I'm gonna be very careful here. I'm using 2 tools just to make sure that I don't splash myself with any hot water. And I'm just gonna flip that head over just like that and let it finish cooking with the top of the cauliflower facing down for about 10 more minutes. All right, our cauliflower has now been simmering for another 10 minutes with the head down, and I'm gonna carefully take it out of the pot and place it on a baking sheet. I wanna really let some of those extra juices fall out because you don't want that spilling in your oven. I'm gonna flip it right side up. All right, so our cauliflower is simmered. I think it's beautifully cooked. It's not too tender and it's not too hard. I can kind of very easily pierce a knife into it, but you don't want it falling apart and you want to make sure that the whole head stays intact. So I think it's perfectly ready to go into our 475-degree oven and to cook for about 40 minutes. Oh yeah, that is exactly what we're looking for. You can see it's beautifully golden brown all around the sides and slightly charred on top. That's where the magic happens. That's where all that extra flavor is going to come from. I'm now going to very carefully pick it up, place it onto my plate, and we're going to garnish it. I'll drizzle some extra virgin olive oil right over the top. You really want that oil to seep in. I'm going to sprinkle some of my crushed chilies and some flaky sea salt on top. And then we're going to insert our steak knife right into the top. Okay, now my favorite part of cooking is getting to taste the food. Look at that beautiful roasted cauliflower. I'm just gonna kind of slice those florets off. I have my whipped feta cheese here. Oh, that's delicious. Thank you so much for joining me on Blueprint. Please come visit us at Saba Restaurant in New Orleans and Safta Restaurant in Denver. I hope to see you all there.